Hey guys, Joette with BalloonCoach.com, and today we are 1 month away from Balloon Boss Summit 2023, where we will have 30 amazing instructors, a great support team, and 100 delegates all meeting together at Disney Springs Holiday Inn Orlando to make a time where you take a week away from working in your business to work on your business. You can build a lot of really cool balloons, or you can choose just to hang out with our business mentors or do a mix. So what we're going to do is I want to make sure those of you who have tickets understand that there's already training that we started back in January that you can go back and listen to get to know some of our instructors, get to know some of the philosophies, and kind of get your head in the game for Summit. If you're one of those business owners who's super busy and you're like, Joette, I do not have time for any other information. When you're inflating balloons or going for a drive, you can listen to some of those replays during that time if you're not able to just mark out special time for it. So thank you for those of you who are on live. You can type in the chat your name and where you're joining us from so the other delegates know who you are, and just make sure you do that to the whole group and not just to me personally so everybody can see, oh wow, I didn't know there was another person from New Jersey or that kind of thing. So we're going to go to BalloonCoach.com. So for those of you who are not Balloon Boss Mastermind members yet, when you go to BalloonCoach.com to the home page, this is what it looks like. There's usually a login button on the right-hand side that you click login. You type in the email address you purchased Summit with. If you're not a mastermind member, if you're a mastermind member, you should be used to this, but you put that login in and then you go in and put your password. And if you don't remember it, just put need a new password and it will send it to your email. The only reason you wouldn't get that if you're using the wrong email address. Many times that some of you have 4, 10, 20 email addresses. And if something like that happens, you can email contact@BalloonCoach.com and my assistant Jen can let you know what email you're in the system with. Just let her know your name, the name of your company, and the email address you think it is, but it's not working for you. But all the other things are totally automated to help you get your new login. So when you get in, you go into your member account. If you're a Balloon Boss Mastermind member, you're going to see a lot of information. If you're a person who's only coming to a summit, it might just be under my account and you might not see all this extra stuff. But for those of you who are in Summit, in Mastermind, you go past all of our Mastermind training and at the bottom underneath the calendar is Summits. So it says Summit 2023 and then the blue button at the bottom, Visit Summit. Click on that, open it up, and you will see retreat dinner for guests. So if you have a family member who's going to be in town with you or someone that's a friend that's joining you and you want them to join you for dinner, right here's why you can get the adult ticket for $85. That's for anybody over the age of 12. And then if you have somebody, a child that's 3 to 11, then it's $50. So you just add that to a cart and then they'll have their ticket to join us for dinner. The only open event that we have for our visitors is for Wednesday night, just due to the fact that our venue is not super huge. And so that's the meal that they can come to and hang out and have a really great time. We have DJ, music, entertainment, a lot of fun that evening. So I want to make sure you guys know about that. And then I'm going to go back. And the other thing it says is before Summit 2023, 6 topics. So what we did is most recent is Elizabeth Fiore, who has come to Summit several times and who also has been a mentor in our Balloon Boss Mastermind program. She talked about crushing fourth quarter goals, how to maximize your profits in your balloon business. And so her slide deck is right here, so you can go through all the slides that she had. If you don't have time to watch the total video or you're like, oh man, I missed that, you can look at the slide deck. Then I gave a time tracking template to help you right now. You can actually start using that before we go to Summit. And that time tracking template is to helping you go, oh, it takes me 10 minutes to make a 5-foot arch. It takes me an hour to make a 30-foot arch. It takes me this much to make a stuffed centerpiece. That time tracking can help you then know if you're being profitable or not because you know how long it takes you to do something. And then the pricing for profit formula is a formula that Elizabeth shared. So again, all this information, that happened to be a double duty thing that we did it for both Mastermind and Summit members. But if you're a person that's not in Mastermind yet, you can get it right there. Then we had a training where we talked about what the builds are and what's going on for Summit. That replay is there. No More Starving Artists, Eddie Halen. Eddie Halen will be joining us on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and he is wanting to make sure that people make money. And so he did this great video about not being a starving artist. And then there's also notes that you can open in Canva right there. So you can go in and check that out if you missed that live. And Eddie is going to be on at Summit on the pool deck, available for you guys to talk about what is your end game. Like, as you're running your business, do you someday want to sell it? Do you think you just want to retire? What kind of money do you need to be making to do that? And he will be available to hang out and talk to you guys about that. Then I'm going to be sending out an email on Saturday that has your list of what you would need to know to talk to him, what you would want to get done in advance. I know that 30 days before is usually the best time for people to do that, because if it was like 2 months ago, you wouldn't have done it yet. And then Kelly Andrews is an amazing trainer and coach. She has worked with a ton of corporate clients, universities, and businesses to help people reduce their stress, increase their communication, and work together well as teams. So she did a very short video on what's called heart-centered breathing, and it's a way to relax. So right now, if you're stressed out, just the thought that you have to leave and be in Orlando in a month, if that's freaking you out, watch this video with her. Take the time to relax and reduce your stress, and then you can practice using this technique between now and Balloon Boss Summit. Kelly is going to be available at 7:30 each morning at Summit for you to do yoga if you wish to do that. It's an optional activity. And then each day at 9 o'clock, she and I will start the day to help us focus in on what's going to happen for the day. And then each afternoon, she's going to help us wrap up the day and focus in as I lead you through creating your roadmap to success. So super excited that Kelly's back this year. She is a person who was on our team several years ago and had been requested by many people for her to come back. So we are delighted that Kelly is returning this year. And then our kickoff is there also. So go ahead, and I wanted to make sure you knew that this information is here that you can listen to and get the information in advance. And Kristen, I will confirm, but I believe she will have mats for the yoga. All right. And great question. I love that. So any questions on getting into this area? And anybody who is not a Balloon Boss Mastermind member yet, if you've ever thought about it, Balloon Boss Mastermind, the reason we've set it up is to help you have success after you leave Summit and to let you stay connected to people all year round. So you can join now or at Summit. And what will happen is in Balloon Boss Mastermind, it gets you access to 4 live trainings every single month. And then it also gets you set up where you can go in and access a ton of training. So I just want to let you guys know that we have 4 live trainings a month with our mastermind members. We have our masterclass that helps people prepare, especially for New Year's Eve, but also providing excellent customer service and those kind of things. We have editable pricing guides and so much more. So just wanted to let you guys know that if you're coming to Summit and not a mastermind member yet, you can at any time join that by just clicking on join mastermind. All right. Any questions about getting to the back area before I turn that part off?
Could you just remind, where did you go? Where was that information located?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're in your dashboard, if you're not a mastermind member, it's going to be under my account. If you are a member, it's under member content. You go all the way down past all the main mastermind training in the calendar, and then it says summits. And then there is this box that has a picture of our Disney hotel and pool, and it says Summit 2023, and it says Visit Summit 2023. You'll see that I have the other ones there. So what's going to happen is during the event, I forgot to tell you guys this part, we take professional photography of everything, and then that's going to get added here. There'll be the photos for you to access. They will be the workbook for you to be able to see it, because so many times people get home and they lose their workbook. You can go back on and watch it, see it online. And then each day, our main stage classes are recorded and go into this area. So Just for anybody who's not been to Summit in the past, one of the reasons that I do it as a non-refundable ticket is we only have 100 delegates, and if everybody cancels at the end, I would be stuck having to pay the hotel the bill. But also because we record everything and give you access to the photography, if for some reason you can't come to Summit, you still have all this amazing stuff that you can access within a month after the event, and often within a week. So what happens is, this was from last year's Summit. So I'm just going to show you an example. We go in and we're like, oh, okay. Here's Profit First with Elizabeth Fiore. And so for those of you who were there last year and you forgot, there's all of this training right here that you can go and watch. And we've recorded the training from everything that happens main stage. So wanted to make sure you guys were aware of that. Yeah, I would hate to lose my notebook because it's amazing, but it's great. And so I've been asked if you have to print anything out before you come. No, you do not have to print anything out except for the thing for Eddie. If you're wanting to meet with Eddie, then you would print that out, but I'm sending that to you in an email. It's not in the dashboard yet, but I will have it put up there. The schedule that I'm giving you guys, I know some people like to print it out and like play with it, what they think they want to go to, but you don't have to. That'll be in your workbook at the event. So any other questions about the backside of the Summit training area? Because if not, I'm going to move on to here to the schedule. So just real quick on the schedule, I'll be going more over this on Sunday night. So this Sunday, October 8th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Pacific, I will be doing a live where we're going more into the schedule, and also going to talk more about all of the builds that we're doing, so that you get to see all the different themes of the different bonus things that are being built outside of just the main things. So in the chat right now, I have given you guys the link to the updated schedule. So you will see that Saturday is our bonus day. For those who have been working on their CBA, that all needs to be turned in today, October 6th, as I'm recording this. The CBA exam is on Saturday, November 3rd, and November 4th. And so what happens on the 4th, registration starts at 8 a.m. So from 8 a.m. to 5, we'll have registration in the lobby. CBAs come first, and then go take your exam from 9 to 1. While they're taking their exam, we'll be out hanging out. So we'll be doing a lot of fun things for our builds on Saturday. So the opportunities that you have is stress management with Kelly on the pool deck, helium and high float arrangements with Stephanie and Sheila and Victoria. Tiffany with Confetti Castle will be working on a photo op made out of the pink squared balloons. That'll be in Hall 2. Then Mindy Ellis is making distorted butterflies, and that'll be happening in our lounge. Jonathan Gerber and Bill Allen will be working on creating the ceiling decor for kickoff. They'll be in the hall at first, and then at 1 o'clock when they are done with the CBA exam, people will grab lunch real quick on their own, and at 1:30 we will all go move all the decor we've been creating in the hall and put it into the ballroom. Then Jenny and Melissa will be making photo ops out of foil and latex balloons in Hall 3. Eddie Halen will be doing what's next at the pool deck. He's also going to be making some foil flowers. I need to put that back on there. Then Ralph Gray, Paul Ann's husband, is going to be doing the fabric and props and the entrance decor in Hall 1. Misty Kaufman and Dory Staple will be working on personalized vinyl. Jeff Kelly will be in the boardroom doing consultations with folks if you want to talk business. Tammy Loza and Charlie Sora, being sponsored by Qualitex, are going to be doing a 2-sided garden wall, butterfly, trees, and flowers for the stage decor. So they'll be building that all in the hallway. And then Gary Lebeter has worked with them to make it a 2-sided design for the wall. So it's going to be the garden for the first couple of days, and then we're going to flip it, and it's going to be under the seats. So that way we're not wasting balloons, and to show you how you guys can do that added value for your staff, for your clients, if you ever want to do that. Sarah Meyer will be creating some decor in the lounge. And then in the afternoon, Holland will be doing some real floral centerpieces for our kickoff day. Chris Potts will be making a flower balloon drop for kickoff. Mauricio will be doing twisted floral accents, and Liz Romani will have her inflator and heat seal boot camp going on. So as people get there, those of you who are newer in the industry, or maybe you've been around a long time, but you haven't used all the premium conwind equipment yet, you'll be able to go in and then inflate those. And then side note, I'm about to send you guys what you want to do for purchasing an inflator at Summit. So if you've been looking at a discounted inflator, I'll be posting it in our Facebook group by 2 o'clock, how you can call Brody's and purchase yours in advance. So what happens with these opportunities on Saturday is it is a open event. This is not classes. This is not training. All right. This is open hands-on builds. There's a list of things that have to get made for us to open on Sunday. So what will happen is when you first arrive, you'll register, and then you'll go kind of hang out by the inflation area and with some of our folks in the boot camp area. And then you can move on to some of the larger projects if you've got a lot of experience working on the other things and want to see it. But I encourage everybody, especially those newer to the industry, to start in the boot camp area first and then move on to the other things. And yeah, you can go in and help for 15 minutes, or you can help for several hours on building the designs that you want to do. And when people say, how am I supposed to choose? That's what part of my instructors are for, to help you make those choices. And I'm going to be doing some more training between now and then on how to choose these designs. So I wanted you to look at it first. The way I do it is I always look at what's that number one skill set. Why am I coming to Summit? Am I coming to Summit because I need to run my business more efficiently and I need to spend a lot of time with Jeff and Sarah and Nicole and those guys? Or am I coming because there's a certain technique that I really need to get down? And then that's how I pick my first class. And then I pick my second set off of my second need. So I know there's lots of options, but we do that to help meet because we have people in so many different areas and there's a lot of cool stuff that we're making. So I'm not going to go through all of the training step by step, but what I wanted to explain to you guys is that every morning we have a class together. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 9 a.m., Kelly and I will start the day with tools to create positive growth. And then Diana will do planting the seeds for sales on Sunday. Tammy and Charlie will talk about gaining corporate clients in schools. At those classes, you'll be sitting at a table with an instructor, one of our members of our team. And so you'll be able to get to meet a small group of people. There's only 7 people at a table each morning. And then you'll have those 2 main classes. And then Liz will do a quick demo and information about the inflators. And then we'll go to networking lunch. And at networking lunch, you get to sit with any of the instructors you want to hang out with them. And then you will go into your collaboration sessions. You don't have to figure it all out now because it's going to change after you get there. So what we're going to do is each day, so at registration, you'll pick out what your sessions are going to be for Sunday. And then on Sunday in the afternoon, when we're sitting together making our roadmap for success in the afternoon, all back at the table, at that time, if you're like, I'm not sure what I should take tomorrow, talk to the other delegates and to the staff and be able to then figure out what's going to be best for you next. So that's one of the great things about the way we're doing this is you don't have to figure it all out in advance and then want to change it. It's a day by day progression. And I know from experience in the past, it will change every day of what you want to do. So yeah, on Monday, I wanted to let you guys know is a night out. So we will be wrapping things up by 5:30 p.m. so that you can go out to dinner. We're in walking distance to Disney Springs. So if you want to hang out with some of your friends or make new friends, you can put that up in our Balloon Boss Summit 2023 group and make reservations in advance to go to dinner. If you're like, ooh, I don't want to spend that much on dinner, I'll just eat like a sandwich in my room. You can then just go walk around down to Disney and do some shopping or just enjoy the free entertainment that's there. Or you can just spend a night at the pool in the hot tub. It's totally up to you. But Monday night is purposely a night out on your own to either enjoy a group of friends or on your own. And I forgot to tell you, Sunday night is our big kickoff dinner. So that's why Saturday we're building so much is on Sunday. We'll be having dinner all together and do speed networking so that you get to know other people. And so if you're like, oh, I hadn't made plans yet, you'll be able to hang out with some other people and make your plans for what you're going to do on Monday night. All right. So, what I wanted to do is again, like I said, I didn't want to go through every part of the schedule, but I wanted to kind of give you guys an overview, let you know that it's there for you to look at, and then know that you can come back and join us on Sunday night. We are doing our next session where we can help answer more questions, and that is going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Pacific on Sunday, no, October 8th. So during that one, we'll look more into what we're actually building during the week and answering other questions. So what I'm going to do at this time is turn off the recording. And for any of you guys who are not in my Balloon Boss Mastermind program, this is what I do every time I have a live training. I do the main training, I answer some of the questions, and then I turn off the recording so the people who are afraid to ask things on camera can go ahead and ask. So one last thing people had asked me about the CBA exam is, will you get confirmation to know that you can take the CBA? Yes. So for anybody who's been putting in their paperwork to take the CBA at Balloon Boss Summit, RJ from Pioneer will send you that information. And as long as you've been putting all the effort in and you submitted all the stuff, let's say maybe you didn't pass the third exam, because you got it into him on time, he'll let you retake that. And or if like one of the pictures doesn't match, he'll let you know and let you send that in. But the main thing is he needed to know how many people will be coming a month out so we can order in the helium, order in the products, and have everything sent. So that's a great question. So again, if for some reason you're watching this replay and don't have your ticket for Summit yet, send me an email, joette@BalloonCoach.com, if you're a member of Mastermind and want your discount. And if you are just now finding out about our programs now, you can just order at BalloonCoach.com, join us at Summit. I cannot wait to help you take the next step in building your business. When you get in that space, it is so exciting to hear the conversations and see people have the light bulbs go off in their head when they've gotten golden nuggets from other things that are going to help you save time and money in your business. And also when we're learning from each other, that's why we have the small group conversations. Is not only are you learning from our instructors, but our instructors learn from you too, because we all have had different experiences and have value back to give to each other. So thank you guys for being a part of our program. And I can't wait to see you in just a month in Orlando. Hey guys, and like always, one of those questions come up that I know other people would want to know. So a person who's on with us live says, I have not committed to buying a ticket yet. I'm brand new and have only done some pieces for friends. I'm feeling like I might be too new for the investment. What are your thoughts? And so Kristen, who's been to Summit last year, is going to share her thoughts on that.
So I went last year and I was sort of feeling the same way when I bought my ticket. But that's exactly what this is. It's an investment in yourself, and you will grow so much in the week that you're there. You'll meet incredible balloon artists, the teachers, like everybody there was just so kind. I literally cried for a week. So I was just so happy and I learned so much. Like some of the people there will remember me crying. But you'll learn so much, and then you have the tools that you get there to take home and grow your business. The workbook that we received, like Katie and I are always going back to it, pulling recipes and using that still a year later. So you're not too new, and I think you should buy a ticket and come hang out with us.
Cool. And the person that asked that question, feel free to open up the mic if you'd like while we're recording. If not, when I turn off the recording, you can ask some more questions. But the thing that I want to follow up with you on that, we have people from 5 days old in the balloon business to people who are second generation, 50 years in the business. And what's so cool about this is that the way we have it formatted with only 100 delegates and 30 instructors, it allows for a lot of the time where you're actually being able to sit and talk with just one or two people, up to 8 or 10 max, typically when you're having a conversation at like lunch or poolside or by the computers. And so it allows you to get your questions answered, where a lot of other training in the industry, they're large conventions and they're awesome, but there's so many people that often your questions don't get answered and you don't get that independent time with the instructor. So the number one reason that Balloon Boss Summit was made is I started in the industry full-time in 2003, so 20 years ago. And when I started going to training, what I found was missing is I would learn how to make all these amazing balloons and they would have all the stuff that you could do, but they didn't talk about how do you sell it? How are you confident enough to be able to overcome an objection and say, yeah, this is worth this much money? And how much do you actually charge for balloons? So at Balloon Boss Summit, I encourage my instructors and my delegates to talk real numbers and to be honest, like, yeah, I lost money at first because I was only charging this when I should have been charging that. And then for you as a new person coming, I would encourage you to arrive on Friday. So then on Saturday morning, you can register at 8 a.m. and you can get right into hands-on builds and go right over to Liz Romani and go through every piece of inflation equipment and figure out how it works and how to tie the balloon and how to do a quad, how to make a column, do some of that boot camp stuff. If you've never worked with helium, then go over to our helium station and work with those folks. If you haven't ever done any kind of personalization, work with my boot camp team up front at first when you first get there. And then like after lunchtime, go and explore some of the bigger projects and you'll be able to see all these things going on around you. And then by doing that hands-on stuff at the beginning, you'll now understand how it goes together. And as Kristen said, we have workbooks that have the recipes, how to build the things that we've made. So you can go home and 6 months later, after people have seen the pictures and are wowed by it, you'll be able to do it too. So Reagan, do you mind opening up your mic and sharing your statement? She might not be able to. So Reagan had said it's absolutely worth it. Your return on your investment will be huge. I was on the fence my first year about going, and it helped me grow in ways I didn't even know existed. So the other thing that I know about Reagan is she met an amazing person by coming to the training that I did in their area, and then also by coming to Summit. And so the relationships that she's grown through Summit has now helped propel her business. And with BalloonCoach, I do travel during the summer and do different teaching stops. And so I had the pleasure of hanging out at her business and seeing how amazing her work is and what she's doing. So the other thing that happens with Balloon Boss Summit as a new person in the industry is you get to really find your people and get that little tribe of folks, even if it's one other person, that after Summit you follow up with and you see how they're doing. And when you're frustrated, you talk to them. And then if you jump into our mastermind program, you have that additional support of myself and our other mentors throughout the year. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm turning off the recording at this point. But the bottom line is, if you're on that fence about Summit, send me a private message, email me, joette@ballooncoach.com, and let's set up an appointment where we can talk some more to see if it is the right fit for you. Because here's the other thing that I always tell people, if for some reason it's not in your budget to come to Summit now, then just go to ballooncoach.com and join our mastermind program to get even support just for a month. But if you can make it at all physically in person and do these hands-on training with people who've been in the industry for decades, it's priceless. And so I hope to see you in Orlando in November. Hey guys, and a question that came up is, hey Joette, is there a packing list? So at BalloonCoach.com, I have a blog. So on my homepage, you just go all the way down. And on the blog right here, packing checklist for balloon training. So even if you're watching this replay and you're not coming to Summit, but you're going to another training event, it's got some really great tips to help you prepare for it. So what you do is right here, click the image above to download your packing list, and it takes you into our favorite Canva. So for those of you who are watching me live, I'm about to give you this template link. And those watching this as a replay, I will put this in with the notes so that you have that template link. But one of the things that I always say is it's never too early to start packing. Like, go ahead and grab out a suitcase now, or a box or corner of your closet, and start throwing things there, especially for those of you who are in colder climates and don't have your shorts out right now or your swimsuit. You can go ahead and pack them. So it gives you a lot of great things for you to pack. And some people were asking us as far as themed designs. Our opening night is a garden theme. So if you have a cute garden dress, you can do that, but also you can just dress in your logo clothes to look really fun for networking that night. And then for our prep checklist, one of the things that I encourage you guys to do right now is, if you do have a business that has staff, is to make sure that people are ready to cover things for you. You put on the autoresponders, you forward your phone, all that good stuff. And that you go ahead and like maybe get things ready for your family to have meals, for things to be delivered, or things that are in the freezer. Do anything you can in advance so that you are able to fully focus on your time being there. So on that prep list, it's things that you can do now to make it so that you're not distracted while you're at the event. So Katie just brought out her suitcase. So just wanted to make sure you guys know that this checklist is here of the things that you can do in advance to help you prepare and what to pack.
Okay, I feel
So another question came up about, how do you print things off from Canva? And that's a great question because it is a little bit confusing. So when you go up to the share button, you want to download it. So you go to download, and instead of doing it as a PNG, because a PNG is like an image to put up on social media, that kind of stuff, you want to go down to PDF print for best printing, or the standard, either one. So PDF for print, and then I'm going to download it. Now what's going to happen is I'm downloading this to my actual computer, and now I'm going to click on that image. Now I can click print and print it at my computer. So there's somewhere where we sometimes get confused where we think we're printing through them, and then they're sending it to a local printer. What you're wanting to do is actually download the file to your computer first, and then be able to hit print to print it out.
Thank you.
Welcome. One of the questions that was just asked was, will we also have the opportunity to have headshots this year? So Kevin Newsom is our photographer. He takes amazing photography. He is hired by Fortune 500 companies to travel around the world to do photos. He does things for politicians and for hospitals and universities and all kinds of cool stuff. So anyway, he is there and has his studio set up. So for a 15-minute session, it's just $125 for you to do headshots with him, and then he retouches, I believe it's 3. I want to make sure I'm quoting that correct. But then you can have those photos as your own. So that's separate of the other photos that are taken throughout the week that you can have, because we purposely make sure we get photos of everybody. But if you want those distinct headshots, you with him captured for 15 minutes, he'll have sessions for that all day on Thursday, and then he'll also have some open times throughout the week. So I want to make sure I answered that question. All right, and then one last reminder, after you have your ticket for Balloon Boss Summit, make sure you join the 2023 Delegates and Staff Facebook group, because this is a way for you get to meet other people. And I'm reminding people to come down onto here to the one that says, hello, my name is, and share a photo of you in the comments. Tell us where you're from, when you start in balloons, and something that you're looking forward to at Summit. I'm excited. We have our first delegate coming this year from Australia. Plus we have a delegate coming from the UK, and we have several delegates coming from Canada. So it's exciting to see the mix of new and old folks coming together to learn from each other. And I want to make sure you guys get connected. And in this Facebook group is where you would ask for a roommate if you're wanting to share expenses, or hey, I want to go out to dinner with somebody on Monday night when we're off for the Disney night, who would like to go out to dinner together. This is the place I've been scoping out. Like there's Splitsville there, which at Disney Springs is a bowling alley, and then it has food. Or there's a hot air balloon you can go ride in that's made actually out of helium. So it's a helium balloon that goes up and down, not an actual, but it looks like a hot air balloon. There is the House of Blues, there's music, there's so much to do there. And then also if you want to have somebody share an Uber with you from the hotel, from the airport to the hotel, that's where you can post it here. So in this Balloon Boss Summit 2023 Delegates and Staff group is where you're going to ask that question. And then the last thing I want to throw out there, if anybody has a hotel reserved under our room block and you choose to go room with somebody else, please do not release that room please message me and let me know, because we always have last minute delegates or people who've forgotten to the last minute to reserve their room. So people are always looking for those discounted tickets because we're out of the original discount block, and that other discount block will be filled soon. So if you happen to have a reservation and then you go with somebody else who has a reservation, do not release it. Email me, joette@BalloonCoach.com. I look forward to seeing you guys in Orlando on November 5th through the 9th and the 4th for our bonus training.